name is Wanufara Fazana binti Syahrul Zaman. Today I'm going to present to you one of the chapter in chemistry, which is salts. But I will be more focused of preparation of insoluble salts. Before we go further, I want to ask you, what is salts? So, salts is an ionic compound formed when hydrogen of an acid is completely replaced by metal ion or ammonium ion. Let me show you some example. So this is the example of the salts. As you can see here, we have sodium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, calcium nitrate, and aluminum nitrate. We use nitric acid. So, hydrogen of the nitric acid is replaced by the metal ion, which is we have sodium plus, calcium 2 plus, and aluminum 3 plus. So, we look at this first. This hydrogen replaced by sodium plus equals to sodium nitrate. This is salts. So this hydrogen replaced by calcium 2 plus, as you can see, the results become calcium nitrate. And here, hydrogen replaced by ammonium. So it becomes ammonium nitrate, which is salts. And this H replaced by aluminum 3 plus, which is metal ion, and become aluminum nitrate. So this 4 is salts. So let's take an example of ionic compound that is not salts, which is calcium oxide. These are an ionic compound, but it is thus not the salts. Why? Because calcium oxide is not contain any acid. Okay, so these 4 are example when the hydrogen of nitric acid replaced by metal ion or ammonium ion. So preparation of insoluble salts is much more easier than preparation of soluble salts. Why? Because preparation of insoluble salts is only have one reaction. Before we go further to the preparation of insoluble salts, I want to show you the displacement that include in the preparation. So here we have displacement and double displacement. So look at the displacement first. So we have calcium. When the calcium is more reacted than the copper, the calcium will replace the copper. Then it will become calcium sulfate. So this only involve one displacement. How about the double displacement? So we look at the double displacement. The calcium replaced the copper, and the copper will replace the calcium. So this involves double displacement, which is calcium replace the copper, copper replace the calcium, and it will become calcium sulfate and copper chloride. So now let's let's move on to the chemical equation of insoluble salts. Before that, you must remember to make the insoluble salts, you must have soluble salts plus soluble salts, and it will become insoluble salts plus soluble salts. Then you must remember the general rules of salt solubility, which is first is all nitrate salts is soluble. Second, all sulfate salts is soluble except for three, which is lead to sulfate, barium sulfate, and calcium sulfate. Third, you have all chloride salt is soluble except for two, which is argentum chloride, lead chloride. Fourth, the last one, we have all carbonate salts is insoluble except for three, which is potassium carbonate, sodium carbonate, and ammonium carbonate. So this is two examples of insoluble salts. Here we look at the first example. We have calcium sulfate. So we want to make the chemical equation, we have to find the calcium solution that's soluble, sulfate solution that is soluble too. So here I use calcium nitrate, which is all nitrate salts is soluble. Then I use copper sulfate, which is soluble too. Then calcium will replace the copper and it will become calcium sulfate. These are the insoluble salts. Then copper will replace the calcium and it will become copper nitrate. That is soluble salts. Here we highlight this because this is insoluble salt. Then we look at the second example, which is we use lead to chloride. So we must find the lead solution, which is soluble. Then we must find the chloride solution, which is soluble too. Then here we use lead nitrate because it is soluble. Then we use sodium chloride. The lead will replace the sodium and the sodium will replace the lead. Then when lead replace the sodium, we have lead chloride. This is the insoluble salt. Then sodium will replace the lead, it will become sodium nitrate. So these are the steps to prepare the insoluble salts. So first step, we have a solution 1 that contains the positive ions of the salt to be prepared, and solution 2 that contains the negative ions of the salt to be prepared. We mix these two solutions and stir them with glass rod. Then automatically will form the salt which is insoluble in solid form. Then step 2, the water and the excess reactant is removed through filtration, which is the salts will remain here. Then we rinse it using the water because sometimes they may have balanced reactant. So step 3, which is the last step, take other filter paper to press on it to dry the salts. That's all from me. Thank you for watching my video.